Everybody, welcome back to UJ Esports. We are post-Easter break, and we are getting into Overwatch, right back into it. Overwatch Monday.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
And we have the final game of the regular season here. UJ versus Manchester University to decide who gets the third seed and who gets booted down to the fourth to play that coveted 1 seed coming once the playoffs get started. In just a few more seconds, we will see what these teams are going to roll out on. Forgive me one moment while I get an announcement sent out. And right now the bans are MU banned Freya.
Hello.
So Verberai forced off of his long-range sniper. Meanwhile, UJ answered back with a Mauga ban. What you see over onto the Zarya now.
Round one.
Here we go. Team's making it to that midpoint. Using Symmetra is MU, able to get down there really quick. All 5 players onto the point. So take control of that point pretty quick. UJ does have the better pick potential though. So it's going to be, can UJ find one of these longer range fights? Find a kill on the opening, and there it is. Zach just finds the headshot onto Mudgy. Take out that Symmetra, and another one for Zach. A third as well, looking to pick up the ace already. This Sojourn, immediately a thorn in MU's side, finishes it off with the melee, and that bubble is going to be all that's left. Zach gets 4 to open up this game.
I'm on my pay.
So definitely a player to look at. Just helped UJ reach playoffs in Counter-Strike.
Not so fast.
Can he make a repeat performance in Overwatch? Immediate switch over to the Domina. Looking for some more shield pressure. And are they going to teleport back into the point? Verberai taken down very low. Healed up by Agent for now. So much damage, that splash damage. Verberai on the flank finds a great pick, and YamTime looking to do even better from this side position. Those micro missiles not dealing the damage that he wants to for now, and does get taken down. So can MU make a push? Verberai has his ult available. It's the only one. They've got to get healed up before they can actually make a move. And Lemon League forced to use that shield as well. Teleport, a solo teleport here with a duo now. Great Suzu is going to keep UJ in it. Zach with the ultimate. That overclock. Here comes Verberai on the flank. Does he pop his ult, or is he keeping it clean? And it's clean as you like from the senior. Taken down eventually, but that damage is all that they need. Agent can attack, team up with YamTime, and keep that point pressure going, 70% and counting.
Let's get into a healing rhythm.
Let's kick this off.
So what ults are on the field now? It's lots of them coming up online soon for MU. In the meantime, Verberai on this Pharah. Ooh, tries to get the environmental kill, can't quite get it with the boot. That Domina taken down very low and forced to use her shield. Where are the support ults from MU? This Juno, pivotal ultimate online for them. Meanwhile, Agent has one in response. So here come the ults. UJ make it first. First contact with their ults, get the first kill. Can this High Noon find anything? It's defense matrix off and no point pressure. UJ take the first cap, 100-0. So dominant showing from the Jimmies to start this out. But that map was always going to be in their favor with their kind of stylistic dive composition.
What's right isn't always what's legal. Then you change the laws. Easy for you to say.
So can they do it on the more brawly map type? Control Center up next. And let me know if any audio needs to be changed. If I'm too loud, if the game's too loud. And it's a UJ Reinhardt. YamTime looking to make a statement. And it's not a bad shout considering the Zarya and the Domina that came out in the first round. Rein doesn't have too many good matchups, but those are 2 of his best ones. You're going to see the Roadhog here, the Bastion as well, able to counter the Reinhardt. so much damage with the turret form, but once it gets taken away, it doesn't have much to offer. But speaking of getting taken away, Knack Attack gets clipped off. Secco going through, and here comes Verberai looking to make a statement, trying to push in deep. Does get one with the Fire Strike, and that wall is not going to keep Yamtime alive much longer unless Agent has anything to say, and he doesn't. So turn tail and retreat does UJ. Back to the drawing board. We'll see if they make any changes. It's Verberai onto the Reaper, and Yamtime back onto D.Va as well. No hook for now. Does this wall pressure off that Hog? For now, the nade doesn't come through, but it's still a lot of damage onto this Hog. Knack Attack looking to get the chip, but Verberai taken down means that UJ still have to play a waiting game. On the other side, Sojourn quickly building up to that ult. 74%. Closest for UJ is Agent on 54 for the Nano. But getting pressured out super far, has to run away very quickly. Yamtime doing a good job taking up that space. Here comes Zac. Lots of damage with this Mei. So many dinks. And Verberai finishes it off. Yamtime another one. UJ look confident on the approach. And they make this push a reality. Just one ult. Zac pops that Blizzard. And he caught up super quick. I was calling out the Sojourn. Forced out of the fight for a couple seconds by Yamtime, and suddenly Zac comes back with a Blizzard. Did he even start on Mei? I do think he did. Now we have a problem though for UJ. This overclock is going to come online. Almost clipped off somebody there from UJ. Verberai trying to force out Seiko. Does a good job of it for now, but he's going to get hunted down. So now a 1 versus 1. Meanwhile, Zac taking down the tank, so it's going to put a dampener on MU's hopes and dreams for this push. They have to wait for Lemon Eagle on the respawn. And this is all time that UJ can use to close that ultimate gap. Reset the economy a little bit. Verberai and Seiko still looking to duel on the extremity. Another pick though from Seiko, just takes down Knack Attack. So he's gonna have to be careful. Zac forced to use his ice block as well. Here comes the overclock. What can they find? Nano on Yamtime keeps him in the front line. But a great pressure from the Reaper and Yamtime on UJ. Just force that overclock back. And nothing is happening right now. No flip comes, and it's a Juno ult. Meanwhile, UJ have all the picks, so it's a disaster from MU, while UJ keep 4 in the bank. Only the Nano expended, and they're going to be more than happy with that. Single fight territory now as UJ get up into the 70%. And like I said, 4 ultimates coming online. Reaper ult, where does this come into play? And a beat as well available for UJ. Gonna be flanking together with that Reaper. Here comes the Blizzard. What's the answer from MU? Just to retreat for now. Using a Bastion ult in the backline as well. And here comes the beat. Hits 4. Only Zac doesn't catch that. Where do the kills come through? Right now pressuring down Lemon Eagle, and that's gonna be a priority target. Bastion not getting value with the form. Defense Matrix, and here comes Yamtime. Cleans it up for UJ. And unless there's a hero moment from this final Ana, UJ is gonna be taking the first map, 2-0. Final celebration bomb from Yamtime. And it's going to be good rounds in the chat. MU sent back to the drawing board. Meanwhile, UJ sitting pretty, 1-0 in the series. We're going to be heading to a quick intermission after Zac's play of the game here on Mei. Couple of options to choose from, but might be that final fight. No, an ultimate fight, rather. Great headshots. And for being kind of a hit scan specialist, Zac is known to pull out the Mei. And he looks good on it. But like I said, we'll be heading to a quick intermission. We will be right back. Welcome back to Blizzard World. We are live. Map 2, UJ versus Manchester JV. UJ 1-0 in the series right now. After a quick 2-0 victory on Lijiang Tower. We're going to make a repeat performance over on Blizz World. Different stylistic map this time. MU have banned D.Va, and UJ responded with the Symmetra ban, so both teams target banning a little bit. Some problematic heroes from the previous. UJ not known to rock the Symmetra, a hero that a lot of teams have been picking up in recent months, recent seasons. So taking it off the table on this longer range map, and going to look to play pretty insane poke with Sigma, with Ashe, Freya as well, and then Agent and Kanak Attack on the Ana Illari backline. So a lot of long range damage potential. Gonna meet face to face with Lemon Eagle on the Winston, as well as the Vendetta. Those are gonna be the two big thorns in the side of UJ. We'll see who comes out on top. MU immediately going down to the left side. UJ's gonna take note of this. They're gonna have an ability to be ready. Zach immediately throwing out the dynamite, but whiffs a little bit. Now, the one opportunity for UJ to really shut this down is Agent's two abilities. The Sleep Dart goes wide, doesn't find the advantage yet. But here comes the nade. Doesn't actually get it done, and so MU completely wiped the floor with UJ on this first push. Lots of damage done. Can Verberai finish off this Pharah? Not yet. Second shot doesn't connect, and still 1 HP. Does take her down in his dying moments, but it's just the M time. 1 versus 5. Brock is good on the Vendetta, but the body block on Winston is better. Is he going to be able to walk away from this? And the CP Suzu comes just a second too late. Switches from the UJ backline. Come out immediately, as well as Zach over onto the Cassidy. Still Vendetta takes him down, so UJ have to regroup, back up and reset. Verberai, again another trade. Zach avenged by the Bounty Hunter. And so we'll see if UJ is able to make some switches. And I really like what I'm seeing from UJ immediately switching, saying, nope, that first fight did not go how we wanted it to. How do we make this happen? Both supports over onto some new characters. Zach onto the Cassidy as well. Gonna be struggling a little bit to retake this space, but if they can get set up on a closer position, that Cassidy can really shine. Trying to mark Pharah on the right coast. And I'll have to just pump some damage into the Winston for now. Here comes the team fight again. Winston on the engage. Vendetta as well, taken down very low. And now it's a Freya ult from UJ. Doesn't find its target for now. Still though, UJ surviving through the dive. That Pharah finally finds the kill, but it traded back. So that Pharah, 1 for 1 on the trade, and Vendetta gets taken down as well. Zach on the flashbang, low ground, looked good on it. But they've given up the high ground in the meantime, so map control potentially offered over to MU. Can they make this work? UJ's closing in on their positions. Winston and Kiriko stuck down in this room. Once this bubble gets taken down, they're gonna have no defense. They're gonna have to turn tail and escape. But UJ have all the exits blocked. Kiriko taken down to half HP, has the TP inside the small room again. And that Winston, here comes the cavalry. The rest of the squad here from MU try to bail their teammates out, but it's a great Suzu. Yam Time gonna have the opportunity to escape, but still goes down. No Gravitic Flux, but Zach on the elevated angle, whiffing quite a few pistol shots, but can he find the one that matters? He does. The finishing blow onto Artska. And UJ are going to weather the storm. That Winston not allowed to leave the room without giving up his life, and still no ultimates expended from UJ. So Gravitic, ooh, nice headshot. Makes up for his whiffed shots earlier. Gravitic Flux and High Noon, a deadly combo if it can happen out in the open. And a Kitsune Rush as well coming up. Meanwhile, on the MU side, it is a Primal Rage on Winston. That Kitsune Rush as well, and here comes the Winston ult right away, just pops it immediately, might have gotten pressured out by Verberai. Is there a response from UJ? Good bit of damage here. Nice little juggle, forces Kanak Attack out in the open, and Yantime is going to go down without getting his ult off. Zach popping his Deadeye in the back line, pops the Lucio, gets the Bastion as well, and survives on 19 HP. Taken down by the Vendetta swing in the end, and it's Verberai left to clutch. 1 versus 2 here, pops the Vendetta ult, gets blocked. Not too much damage yet, trying to find those feet picks under the cart. Winston on the dive. Verberai is going to be able to survive. His team is going to get back. What's the response? Can UJ make this work? 4 versus 2. They're going to force these players off. What ults get used? Vendetta ults in the sky, looking to find the damage and can't quite get it done. Evasive maneuvers from Agent, but is it going to be enough? Surviving through the Suzu, but not any more after that. Here comes the Gravitic Flux. gets the targets that he needs, but it's nobody else. Once again, Verberai left in the clutch, 1 versus 3, with no ultimate available this time. UJ can't hold on, so it's 4 minutes to attack the third point. Neither side able to gain a definitive edge yet. Is UJ going to make some switches? It looks like there's some debate in spawn. Here comes Yamtime on the Roadhog, Zach on the Reaper. Definitely looking to make this Winston's life a bit more miserable. And for this next fight in the immediate future, it's a Kitsune Rush matched on both sides, but the MU squad has that sound barrier up their sleeve. Kinetic Attack still working towards the protective, I don't know what that ultimate's called, the Mizuki ult. Hook doesn't go through for Yamtime. Here comes Verberai, looks to go early, and here come the Kitsune Rushes. Who gets the edge? It looks to be MU on the beat engage as well. And indeed, they even save their Kitsune Rush. Verberai making it work on the cart. So the Kitsune Rush does get used eventually. If Yamtime can survive here, he's going to be able to get back into this fight. You're just going to have a fighting chance. Hook onto the Roadhog isn't good enough to save Agent, and they might just walk away with this point. The Winston does go down. Where is the healing from UJ? Yamtime looks to get some on himself, and it's a perfect ult. Yamtime able to survive for just a moment, but now it's Verberai inside this ult. It's chaos as all hell breaks loose in the site, and it's the Vendetta ult that makes the difference. Seiko clutches it out with 2 kills on the cart to clinch out the round. MU take it with 2.5 minutes remaining. So a statement comeback after that first game. UJ cleaning it up 2-0. They now come back and cap with almost 3 full minutes. That is a great offense from Manchester University. Manchester United. Yep. The new Overwatch division. And we'll see if UJ has a response here. This would be a great comeback. It would be a great offense, first of all. That's step number 1. Then you got to put something together on that first point defense, which UJ did not look prepared for. And it's an Alari pick from Kinetic Attack. And this is something that they rolled out with at the beginning. Didn't work out with the full poke style that they wanted. But we'll see if it can work with a more hybrid style, a more balanced approach. Those crows kind of popping off there.
Depends. How often do you miss? Let's find out.
And so a lot of signature heroes for UJ. Another classic, Zarya Vendetta. We've seen them run this combo, a pretty busted combo, quite a bit this season. And so is this the answer for UJ? Over under the Kiri Lucio, the Meta Slave comp. And Zach, does he notice the Mei in the corner? He doesn't. Is he going to be able to survive this? That's the other question. Not for now. Yamtime forced as well to play his life in the corner. And this Mei block might get punished a little bit if Verberai can pump some damage from the backline as well. So low onto that Mei. Can't go past the shield though. And so there's still an opportunity to punish it. Manchester playing so close to this choke point. The Zarya at the high charge is going to be brutal, but it's actually Verberai to find the pick. Once again, Mei blocking right in front. Zach whiffs his Vendetta engage a little bit, but now here come UJ pushing forwards. They have a pick as well, so just waiting on this Ramatra to go down. He finally does. And here comes Zach on the engage, gets the overhead slice as well, and a super early ult from Verberai, flexing that quick build there. Freya's passive allowing her to charge her ultimate for every kill that she gets. The Bounty Hunter makes her mark. And UJ cap in almost the same amount of time as Manchester, and it's a Reinhardt swap on Blizzard World. What kind of crazy land have we entered? We're playing Bastion Rein on Blizz World. Yamtime at 64%, charging up that Graviton Surge pretty quickly. Nice little bubble onto Zach. Bait out some resources. Here comes the Bastion form. Spent from MU. Suzu as well. And this entire time, UJ is getting that cart progress. So here comes Zach in the engage. Bubble goes in, gonna save his life on the pin. Can he get out? 68 HP, nice little Suzu courtesy of Agent. Keeps him alive. Who gets the ults first? This Blizzard is gonna be the first one used. Can UJ disengage? It does look like it, but one person stunned in it. It's Agent. He stays alive, 1 HP. And does this overcommitment come back to hunt them? Verberai has his ultimate available, and now he's behind them. First kill comes through. Do they try and flip this with ults? Verberai wants to make that a no, and he puts the hammer down before they can even think about re-engaging. Yamtime on the high charge beam now. This Reinhardt is not long for this world. And Zac looking to make that true for the Ana as well. So they keep it pushing. Double support ults coming online, as well as that Graviton Surge. This Bastion ult should find no value against the high mobile comp of UJ. Gonna go out towards Yamtime, force a bubble, but he's content to use that already. Where does this grab come out? Onto the back line. Doesn't catch the Rein, but that might be a blessing in disguise. No shield and a perfectly timed beat from Kanak Attack. Keeps Yamtime alive at a sliver of health. And it's just this nanoed Rein on the cart. No shatter to speak of, so no threat for UJ. They're gonna take down the man with the hammer and cap. 5 minutes remaining for UJ to cap the second point. They're matching the pace and beating the pace from that first attack. This new comp looking great for them. Kiri Lucio, it's meta for a reason. Can they find this straggler? Not yet. And so it's a statement win from UJ on that fight, but it's an expensive one. MU coming back with a Kitsune Rush of their own, as well as that Shatter finally coming online. Couple of options to block that Shatter. There's Suzu as well as the bubble. He's just going to throw it out. So 3 stuns. Is there a kill? Yes, it's Yamtime off the map. Zac finds a response in the meantime, keeping that backline contained. If they can take down this Reinhardt, and the overhead slice on the Kiri is going to be great as well. Zac and Kanak Attack clean up both of those kills at the perfect time. Chain down for now, but Zac is looking to go in over the Mei wall. He cleaves through them all. Again, an overhead slicing to bait out that block. And meanwhile, Kanak Attack is chilling on the cart, getting all of that progress. And these staggers are brutal. All this time, Yamtime has made it back into the fray. UJ is fully refreshed, fully energized for this next fight. Only saving grace for MU is that Kitsune Rush has still not been used, and it's a Blizzard as well has been rebuilt. Immediately gets thrown out. Zac is going to get caught in it, but no, the Suzu is perfect. Verberai as well finds his kill. If Zac can survive, there is going to be no chance for MU, and dancing around the pillar. Overhead slice is great, just barely gets bailed out by the bubble. It's scrappy on the fight now. Over and around the cart, it looks to be the Mei that is the difference maker. Just Yamtime left, as well as his buddy Verberai, who gets his wings clipped. And so this fight will not go the way of UJ. A nice little pick from Yamtime is going to be all it is. They're going to be back. They're going to be reset. But it's not over and done with for MU. UJ still have a chance to beat this timer, and even still, looking to match it or make it close. You are going to take that as a victory for UJ. And its ults coming online. A small wait. Patience fans are eating tonight, as once UJ get these ults online, it is going to be 5 on the board all at once. Just this beat at 70%. Verberai goes over the top with a creative flank, but can't get the shots that matter. Meanwhile, it's a trade, though. So much attention bought over, and Zac is deep, and then Mayteri overhead slice hits 2, cleans it up, and all the picks are going the way of UJ. Kitsune Rush comes through. They're going to push the cart. When do the respawns come through? Is there any switches? Is there anyone from MU who can touch? It's a M-Ray swap, and no touch. UJ match with 2 minutes on the clock, only 8 seconds behind the lightning fast pace of MU. And so we are on to extra innings, where it's all to play for. What a game. Both teams blitzing through Blizzard World, a map that we don't even see full capped that often. And so both, like I said, both teams just able to push through those defenses. No fear. And also both teams unable to match the pace. The play evolving quickly. Both teams finding out what works for them on offense. You're just going to make no switches. They're immediately off to the races on that second round attack. Look at the other end, though. MU looking to match the poking style. Freya and Ashe of their own with the new de facto poke tank. Domina, new season hero on display from them. We saw it a little bit in that first round, but it got shut down pretty heavily by the Yamtime Diva. Not an option this time with the ban. We'll see if the Zarya does him any better. Brig Kiri, backline. Not uncommon. Gonna deny Zac a little bit. Make it just that much harder for him to engage. Verberai immediately solid on that. Little Freya right click there. Yeah, here comes Domina, making it just a little bit harder for Zac to engage. Like I said, How is he going to approach this? Domina and Brig looks to just completely ignore them both. Go for that top backline. MU leaving it exposed, and Zach is going to take note. Fire strike into the back as well. He gets both of them. And so what does the cleanup effort look like for UJ? Yamtime and the squad all on this low ground, cleaning up the Domina. Can Zach stay alive? He can. Domina trying to find a knock-knock joke, Easter egg on the map to let her inside the room, and it's not going to be found. UJ still a minute on the clock, and they are capturing that first point. No hesitation. Zach rips through the enemy team and slices open the opportunity for UJ. Switches on the board over from Ash to Bastion. But that's all it's going to be from MU. 60% on the Domina ult. That Panopticon going to be available potentially earlier than UJ expect. Overhead slice goes just a little bit shallow. But a lot of resources forced from both sides here. Going to be scrappy. Bastion form forced out from MU. So much high ground control from UJ. Looks super nice. Zach going into the back line. MU so contained in this little underpass here. And it's just Domina fighting for her life on the front line. They have to go and support her. So UJ can just pepper damage, make it annoying for them. Zach goes for the engage at the one moment that the Bastion gets his form back. So it forced back a little bit, and that buys MU their advantage back. But it's still Zach, such a thorn in their side, a thorn in their back. And Vendetta as well, able to capitalize on Verberize Freya ult so well, and Zach, so much damage, just constantly cleaving through the entire enemy team. A late Kitsune Rush, going to be fat-fingered by Agent. Not quite the most valuable ult, but as UJ, you still take this victory, and you roll with it. What can you find? It's Zach up next with his ult. Got to stay alive, though. Yamtime keeps him up with the bubble. Well-timed for him. Where is the positioning for Zach? What does he opt to do with this ult? Him and Kanak Attack with the early ults available. Beat as well an option. We're going to charge it up from behind the wall, and here it comes. So much damage onto that Vendetta, or onto that Domina rather. Can they confirm it? Still healed up for now, but it's so much point presence. Forced into the corner. UJ are backing them into a wall, and Zach, though he gets taken down, it's so much time. UJ capped the second point, and they're still pushing. Kanak Attack with a beat. Hits all 4 living players, and that Domina finally gets taken down. Now UJ picking up the stragglers, cleaning up the resistance. It's this Freya running for her life, running for the hills. Kanak Attack is going to hunt her down. Yamtime cuts her off in the corner as well. And so that's nothing but a stagger. And it's still UJ with an ult online. Verberi has been building these so quickly. And even if you just use this to find a single kill, even if it just buys an opening for UJ, for Zach to go in, that's going to be what he's looking for. And there it is! Zach and Verberi once again team up for the early kills, and he gets 2 off of it. Looking to clean up a ulting Brig as well, and now UJ are fighting to complete the map with just 2 minutes of time. And it is overtime, but Zach is still slicing through them. And now UJ, cycling through their ults perfectly, have the grab available. Does it come out right here into the Kitsune Rush? They don't even need it. Verberi cleans up the Kiri in her own ult, and UJ cap at 0 seconds in the overtime with only 2 minutes coming into the offense. What are we witnessing here? But I would be remiss if I didn't mention MU capped this with 8 extra seconds, 8 more seconds than UJ on the first round. Both teams have been insane on their offense and struggled on the defense. So now it's UJ. Can they step up on the defensive side when it matters? That first point defense looked sad. It looked desolate from UJ. I doubt they go for the same style. I would be surprised if we see much difference. Yeah, exactly the same comp running. Zarya, Vendetta, Freya, Kiri, and Lucio. The dominant 5 heroes for UJ right now, and 5 of the best heroes in the game right now. Especially Vendetta, Kiri, Lu. We see these so often right now in high-level play. And UJ showing us why these heroes so much mobility, so much ability to just move around the map and be exactly where you don't want them to be if you're MU. And meanwhile, MU back to the drawing board, and they've come up with something goofy. They have been cooking in the lab. It's Roadhog, it's Echo, it's Jetpack Cat, and Mercy Pharmacy specifically. And so I am curious what they're cooking up with this. No hit scan on the side of UJ, so it's going to be up to Verberi to keep these flyers out of the skies. And he's looked really comfortable on the land-borne targets, so is he able to make good on the sky-borne as well? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Slower approach. UJ playing a bit farther back this time, playing a bit more for the map control, looking to hold as much space as they can. And yeah, we see these mobile targets in the sky, a little bit harder for Verberai to hit. Immediately connects onto the Lucio. But this Echo in the sky almost gets the second. He's taken down solo, but just nobody else on his team can help him out with these targets. Zach very low in the back line, gonna need some healing. Does finally get pocketed up, but it's Knack Attack that gets taken down in the meantime. Overhead slice onto the Pharah, can't connect, and so the Flyer strat might work out for MU. They've correctly identified that UJ has a weakness to these airborne targets. Even Mercy, so difficult for Vendetta to cut down. It's the Fire Strike that finally gets it done. Overhead slice, can't quite clean it up. Zach is keeping it scrappy despite his character's natural weakness to these airborne targets. Focusing down this Echo, and the hook is just barely going to save her, but it's so low HP. How have UJ stayed in this? Knack Attack dealing so much damage on the Lucio that UJ still are in this despite the inability to fight back against Pharah, against Echo. Now it's just Knack Attack left standing. Him and Yamtime on the point. No, Yamtime is recovering. It's Verberai still here with the ult available. Throws it out. Hits the Lucio. Is there damage enough to follow up? No, he's so low. Even the left click will do it, and it is a headshot to clean it up. Yamtime now is back. Does he go for this, or are they giving it up? Just Verberai onto the point, and he is gone. UJ opt to give it up. And so they do find it, MU, after a back and forth scrap on the point. But look, Zach is already onto the Cassidy. Going all Flyers is a bit of a one-trick pony. Your opponents are not going to stick to the Vendetta for long against that. Zach immediately over to the hit scan. Simple yes or no question mark now whenever he fires a shot. There's no dodging this. It's just, can you hit the shot? And we see that he can. He's already 42% and counting. Verberai as well over to the Emre. Another hit scan option. Better for long range as well, so Verberai still the man to look for to counter these Flyers. Accidentally rolling off the map, or rolling off the high ground there. Flanking Hog is going to catch Knack Attack off guard as well, so MU keep it pushing. UJ, though, if they're able to escape this, able to back off and retreat, they're going to have another chance before this second point gets capped. And even still, you are still a long way from capping the map. Agent wants to end it here and now goes in early with the Kitsune Rush. First come, first serve. The team that goes first is the team that wins. And we're seeing why even those later ults from MU, they have more options, but the Ajax hit by the Hog. He gets punished for his insolence, but it is over. UJ forced them off the point. And so 2-0 now, UJ. We'll be taking a quick intermission to decide that next map after this play of the game. And Vendetta, truly the star of the show for both of these teams. Closing out that first offense for MU at Vendetta. And is this an April Fool's patch chat glitch? I don't know. But we will be right back. Thank you all for joining us. UJ up 2-0 now in the series, just needing one more to close this out and lock in that third seed. So, like I said, don't go anywhere. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Back to the hardest game to cast. Certified hardest game to cast by the guy who's casted every game.
At least use sunscreen.
UJ up 2-0, looking to close out the map in a clean sweep versus Manchester University JV. And back onto their signature comp. No Vendetta this time, but it's D.Va, it's Carrie, and it's Lucio up against the Roadhog here. Vendetta banned by the side of MU after a dominant performance from Zach. And Winston taken off the side of MU as well. Tracer taking out very low, well-timed blink. It's a dive composition on the DPS line for MU. Just that Hog playing the brawlier style. Yamtime taking that opportunity, able to clip the wings of the cat. Kanak Attack following with a pick of his own onto Venture. And so the cart is going to start moving. UJ build a lead. Some switches coming out. Baptiste for MU. Zach's going to get elevated. Echo shooting down from this higher angle. Verberai as well. Looking to put pressure on the back line. Grenades don't find the mark, but a Tracer gets forced off. UJ swat the fly away. Emre swap. Immediately headshot, and those hooks are just not landing. Lemon Eagle is not having a fun time on the Hog. Heals up, tanks through that focusing beam from Zach, but those nades are going to hit. A couple of good hit markers there. Now it's Yamtime taking down low. Suzu doesn't quite connect. Lots of damage. This Tracer able to find it, but Yamtime just able to get back in time. Great DM usage from him. Keeps them completely safe and healthy through that Tracer engage. She gets forced back, and Verberai has found his pick. The time has struck 0. No time left for MU. Dive took too long, and now UJ is going to come in. Zach with the duplicate on the Hog, and he's going to make it look easy. No hook required to clean up those kills. And you're just going to take the checkpoint off that. And so if you are MU, immediately not what you like to see. Zach whiffs the glide going into the window. Excuse me. And it's double support ults online. Not quite yet for Kanak Attack, excuse me. But Agent has built up his Kitsune Rush. Looking to duel this Tracer. Something that he was not comfortable doing at the beginning of the season. Now he looks more than happy to go for this. Great growth from all the players on the UJ side this season. And if they clean up this match, that will lock them in for the 3rd seed. And like I said, with how much growth, great Suzu as well. Perfect Vendetta ult, although, excuse me, hiccups. Verberai does get taken down. And they're going to, yeah, don't go for the meaningless cart progress. We are just going to reset. So that cart, no man's land right now, finally. Zico going to pick it up, start moving it back. But this is good macro from UJ. They've had a couple of fumbles on Esperanza before. Worked on it in the lab. Trying to figure out what's going wrong, and now they look super comfortable making these decisions, making these calls, and look at how many resources have already been forced out before UJ can even make it through. Excuse me. I've already lost it, but these are good ults from UJ coming out, forcing so much distance to be given up. And if they can find these kills, that'd be even better. Zach on the engage gets it all done. And so not only are they going to get the cart progress, they're going to get the fight win too. And that just means even more progress. UJ up to a 100-meter lead. MU have not touched the red barrier once. And UJ going to show no mercy. Here they come, although Mudgy doesn't want to end it just like that. Double nade immediately takes Zach down, and so UJ going to disengage. No ults to try and recover this fight from. And so if they all survive, they're going to be chilling for a moment. Lemon Eagle doesn't want to make it easy for them to get away, but no choice. Again, UJ, advantage that hyper-mobile comp. Everybody able to just disengage any which way they want. And Verberai constantly just annoying. So much damage. He doesn't miss often right now on Vendetta. And you can't pressure Kanak Attack that easy either. A lone Tracer is not going to do it. Here come the ults from both sides. And it's UJ that gets the kills. The kill feed lighting up blue. Just Tracer and that Zarya remaining, and the ladder is not long for the world. So Vendetta ult exchanged over for Emre ult. But these fights that UJ can win or slow down, that's just time that they can build that ult economy. I've brought it up many times. Tracer looking to stop the checkpoint from going through. doesn't quite make it. Forced to recall as well. Knack Attack, super comfortable. Both of UJ's backliners look so much more comfortable dueling and holding their own in these 1v1s. And it makes a world of difference. Nice little shot from Verberai. Finishes off his own chip as well. And so Yamcha not able to eat the grab, but there's no follow-up. Here comes the beat. Hits 4 for UJ. And they are just going to walk him down. The bot is still moving forward, and Verberai is still marking the Tracer. Going on the hunt, does not want to let her live. Meanwhile, it's Zac on the Emre dupe. Finally gets the ult online, and they are cowering in fear and spawn. Zac with the Echo Punch cleans it up, and the Kiri TP is not going to help her out either. Zac cleans off both kills, and the window, the desperation window out of spawn. UJ answer back with their own ults, and there is nothing MU can do to stop the full cap. UJ complete the map, 120 meters to 0 for the clean 3-0 sweep. MU make it competitive on Blizzard World, make a case for themselves with the 2-minute offense, but UJ come back and match it, and then they come back and completely shut it down on Esperanza. Walking into playoffs with a stride is UJ. After 2 confident wins and coming off of their Easter break, UJ with a great win over Manchester United, or excuse me, once again, Manchester University JV. And so that will be all we have for tonight. Little surprise Monday game. We were hoping to get this one moved so that these guys could enjoy the last few hours of their break, but instead they enjoyed it in a different way, taking this victory and clinching that 3rd seed. Possibility for a 2nd seed as well, I think, but looking unlikely given how the other matchups are going to go. But that will be all for the Overwatch team until playoffs. We'll have some exciting news shared with you guys about that soon, hopefully, once those games get seeded. In the meantime, what do we have tomorrow? We have Rocket League games coming out, as usual. Wednesday, we're back on COD, and then Thursday, Smash Bros. As well. Hopefully, somewhere down the line, we'll have a Counter-Strike game to share with you as well. Many CS players in the theater looking to perform for UJ in other ways outside of the server. And so they will hopefully be able to compete as well this week sometime. Hopefully not on Friday, as they will be busy. They will be plenty busy regardless of their esports commitment. And I think that's all we have for this week. Couple of, we might have Rivals as, no, Rivals is, Rivals did so well in the main season that they don't even have to play the first round. They get a ticket straight to semis. And so that'll be next week that Rivals picks back up. Looking to make a couple wins in order to clinch that playoffs victory. That would be a great one to pick up for the new team. But I'll stop rambling. I'll let you guys get home. UJ take the victory 3-0 in a very clean fashion. That'll be all we have for tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Take care of yourself. Good night.